Hello, you're welcome. This is Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguena. You can follow this news live on our website is nta.ng/live and other social media handles displayed on the screen. President Muhammadu Buhari will leave a legacy of probity and good governance. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed stated this at the 16th edition of the PMB 2015 to 2023 scorecard series in Abuja. Anthony Forson reports.
The Buhari administration is leaving a legacy of a social investment program that is unprecedented in the whole of Africa.
Since assuming office in May 2015, the APC administration, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, has set standards that will pass as legacies in the history of administration in the country.
The Buhari administration is leaving a legacy of putting Nigeria on the path of self-sufficiency in many staples, including rice, fertilizer, blending plants in the country. The number of rice mills in the country has also increased from under 10 in 2015 to about 80 today. 14, according to Thai authorities, is now ranked at number 79. This is why we cannot understand the campaign promise of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to throw open our borders if elected, because this will simply reverse all the gains of the past 7 years plus.
On security, Lai Mohammed explains.
The Buhari administration is leaving a legacy of a revamped security sector in the face of unprecedented security challenges in the country. Today, the Nigerian military is being restored to its glorious past, thanks to the President's foresight and doggedness in equipping the various services. And this has made it possible for the military to tackle insurgency and all other security challenges within the country.
For infrastructure, the minister was quick to remind those he described as naysayers who have no reason to criticize the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration.
We dare any part of this country to say that it has not benefited from the programs of the Buhari administration in one way or another.
He equally touched on the administration's anti-corruption drive.
Irrespective of the antics of the opposition, President Buhari's effective analysts can continue to narrate the history of this past 7 years plus.
There are more legacies, the minister explained, which of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration's scorecard series is the Minister of State for Petroleum, Timipre Silva. In Abuja, Anthony Flosson, NTA News.
Last December, the Central Bank of Nigeria issued a cashless regulatory circular that will see ATMs from January 9th, that is today, 2023, dispense only 200 Naira, among other things. The Apex Bank had to beat the retreat on over-the-counter withdrawal limit it earlier pegged at 20,000 Naira daily maximum and $100,000. Well, January 9th is here, and Bosadi Abel, our correspondent, went to town to find out what is happening in that regard.
Sequel to the Central Bank of Nigeria's circular on the new Naira note last December, we joined other Nigerians to verify the availability of the redesigned note at ATMs in Abuja. The Apex Bank had, in a circular, instructed deposit money banks to load their machines with the redesigned notes. And now we are on a fact-finding mission.
I was able to get the new one, Naira note, but I think with the new CBN directive, so I think most ATMs now are withdrawing, are paying with the new cash. So I'm really happy to have the new notes.
It dispense the old notes. Well, for me, I'm indifferent as long as I get cash to spend. That's what matters to me, whether it's the old note or the new one.
My ATM, the machine is indicating that I've reached the minimum daily withdrawal, and it's 50,000 that I was able to withdraw. The ATM stand where I withdraw, that was old one, but the second person that close to me withdraw the new one. So that is the experience I've.
So right now we are at an ATM spot to know if this pattern gets out, if it's still the old Naira note. Well, let's know what customers, feel about this development.
I just made week, they said they should stop giving cash on the counter, that you should go to the ATM machine, you should be able to get new note. But to my disappointment, see, this is the currency, it's still old note.
To the CBN's directive. However, the CBN has also directed that all old notes should be taken back to the banks on or before the 31st of January 2023. In Abuja, I am Boss Sege Abel, NTA News.
Thank you, Basade. And still on the new Naira notes, well, its unavailability across financial institutions and platforms in Benue State is generating reactions amongst residents. Our correspondent, Moses Ode, reports that most residents are yet to cite the new notes since its release.
It will be recalled that the Central Bank of Nigeria announced in October this year plans to redesign the 1,000, 500 and 200 bills of the Naira to address problem of high cost of printing, hoarding and counterfeiting of the currency.
We need to leapfrog into the cashless economy. We cannot continue to allow a situation where over 85% of the cash that is in circulation is outside the banks. And I've said it at different fora that this is not targeted at anybody. It is just meant for the good and the development of the Nigerian economy.
With the official date of December 15th for its distribution across the country, some financial institutions and point of sales in Makurdi are yet to receive the newly redesigned Naira notes as promised by the Apex Bank in October. This development, some residents of Makurdi say, portends negative signal for the ailing economy.
The little people who have it, sometimes they go to the market, people don't even trust it. They say it's fake, some say it's original. But then, it is a bit difficult at the moment.
I understand people are even buying the new Naira notes, but I've not seen it. It's not available.
Right now, that is not available. We are in dilemma, but we are believing that they have a plan and they will make it in circulation.
It was not available. I'm just coming out of First Bank here. I asked some questions. They said they have only had access to the 1,000 Naira note. The other currency, the earlier dimension, they've not seen it. They are still expecting it.
They appeal to the central bank and relevant agencies of government to, as a matter of urgency, ensure speedy circulation of the Naira to avoid tension. In Makurdi, Moses Ode, NTA News.
3 civil society organizations under the umbrella of Northern Leaders Coalition, League of Professionals for Good Governance, and in a media conference in Abuja, the groups say they have withdrawn their earlier plans to truncate activities in CBN, having come to the realization that they were misinformed about the activities of the CBN governor.
And we hereby tender our unreserved apology to the CBN governor for getting involved wrongfully and joining forces to call for his arrest and removal from office. This action we sincerely regret and apologize.
The coalition appeals to the Department of State Services to shield its sword and work with the CBN to eradicate illicit financial flow in the country.
We have decided to be independent advocates for the numerous policies the CBN governor has initiated and to ensure that the policies get to the grassroots and also for the betterment of all Nigerians. We hereby declare full support for the President Muhammadu Buhari and Godwin Emefiele, and also urge all Nigerians to do the same.
The groups are also urging Nigerians to desist from the spread of fake news, which is capable of undermining the federal government's efforts towards credible general elections as well as economic reforms. The Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, has reaffirmed its confidence in the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, led by Professor Mahmood Yakubu, to conduct the 2023 general elections. This was part of resolutions at the Council's General Assembly meeting in Abuja. Let's hear from Timothy Yusuf.
Top on the agenda of the Inter-Party Advisory Council's General Assembly meeting was the evaluation of emerging threats to the 2023 general elections, particularly what it described as frivolous allegations of false assets declaration leveled against the INEC chairman, attacks on the Commission's offices in some parts of the country, which destroyed sensitive and non-sensitive electoral materials.
IPAC is satisfied with the preparations, arrangement, and measures taken so far by the Commission to conduct free, fair, credible, and transparent, inclusive, peaceful, and generally acceptable elections.
INEC's position on deployment of technology in the conduct of the 2023 general election is in tandem with the stance of IPAC, says the General Assembly.
Council-backed deployment of BIVAS, IREV, for 2023 general elections, and urge Nigerians to defend the nation's hard-earned democracy.
As the umbrella body of the 18 registered political parties, IPAC emphasized that it will continue its roles in consolidating and deepening the nation's democracy, ensuring an environment conducive for successful elections, political stability, enduring democracy, and overall well-being of Nigerians. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
More from the political scene. President Muhammadu Buhari is challenging the people of Adamawa State, whom he described as progressive in nature, to prove it once again by voting massively to retain the governing APC at the center and return the land of beauty to the rank of progressives. Speaking at a campaign rally for the party's candidates in Yola, the president says under no circumstances should they allow the good fortune that is awaiting the state in 2023 elude them. State House correspondent Adam Sambo reports.
Adamawa, the land of beauty, is the first state President Muhammadu Buhari will be visiting to campaign for his party since the formal launch of the vote-seeking crusade in Plateau State on November 15 last year. His wife, Aisha Buhari, is an indigene here, and the state has an opportunity to set a record in the history of Nigerian politics and annals of democracy by electing the first ever female governor.
There hasn't been a lady governor since we started the system. We are going to present one, and she is going to win, God willing.
The president, who thanked the people of Adamawa for reposing their trust in him during the last two presidential elections, wants them to continue with this spirit, remain loyal to the party, and support its presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I advise you to please be focused. APC came into the political field to make sure that Nigerians are recognized as the owners of the country. They are nobody's slaves. They are nobody's boys. They are fellow Nigerians. I would like you to make sure that you choose Ahmed Bola Tinubu.
President Buhari used the opportunity to assure the nation's youth that they mean so much to the governing APC and should therefore remain patriotic as well as true to the ideals of decency. Similarly, President Buhari did not mince words as to where his interest lies when he paid a courtesy visit to the paramount ruler of Adamawa, Lamido Fombina, Dr. Muhammadu Barkindo Aliyu Mustafa.
Is picking my candidate
Unfortunately, the government, God willing, we are here to give our moral support. For those who are opposing us, we wish them the best of luck.
Both the Lamido, Dr. Barkindo Aliyu Mustafa, and the governor of the state, Ahmadu Umaru Funtiri, were unanimous that the people of Adamawa are indebted to the Buhari administration for the unprecedented support towards the development of the state in various sectors of the economy. From Yola, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Nigerians, particularly the youth, have been charged to vote for credibility and candidates with track records of fulfilling promises. The Niger State gubernatorial candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Isa Liman Katingi, made the call at the state campaign flagger for all candidates under the PDP platform. Fatima Usman reports.
The Ali Yundayeko Memorial Stadium, bid the venue for the Niger State gubernatorial campaign flag-off of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), was filled with members and executives of the party, as well as supporters of Imam Isa Kantigi. Speaker after speaker, including the PDP Niger State Chairman Barrister Tanko Beji, Professor Jerry Gana, Haji Zainab Kure, and the immediate past governor of Niger State, Dr. Muazu Babangida Aliyu, Chairman of Intertribal Coalition Rotimi Akanji, Head of People with Special Ability Ndagi Muhammad, solicited support for the People's Democratic Party's victory.
Continue will govern well. Continue will do well for our people. With the crowd here today, it is telling us that PDP is coming back in 2023, inshallah.
The Niger State PDP gubernatorial candidate Isa Liman Kantigi said he is overwhelmed with the support of the people and appealed for votes for the PDP.
We are grateful to Almighty God that has brought this. We also pray that this crowd should translate into vote, so that whatever has defeated Niger State for the past 8 years will be eroded.
The flag-off also featured the presentation of flags to 27 Niger State House of Assembly candidates, 10 House of Representatives candidates, 3 senatorial candidates, and the governorship candidates Alhaji Isa Liman Kantigi. In Mina, I am Fatima Usman, NTA News.
On the judiciary, President Court of Appeal Justice Monica Dongbang Mensem says any staff who attempts to compromise the workings of the forthcoming election petition tribunals will lose his or her job and face prosecution. She stated this at a 2-day capacity training workshop for election tribunals registry staff at the National Judicial Institute in Abuja. Austin Ayombe reports.
Campaigns by candidates of various political parties vying for positions in the next dispensation are underway, with the presidential election and others scheduled to hold in February and March this year. Expectedly, exercise of this nature is bound to be trailed with disagreements among political actors, explaining the place of the electoral petition tribunals as an arbiter, a role that they have been playing in the nation's democratic electoral process close to 3 decades. It's to make the adjudicating processes better in line with the 2022 Electoral Act and practice directions that inform the capacity training of the election petition tribunals registry staff.
The theme of this workshop, which is challenges arising from election petition tribunal and the way forward, emerged from a comprehensive analysis of past experiences. We seek today and tomorrow to highlight the various challenges associated with the tribunals and adequately praising you up against them.
Different topics have been designed to equip the participants well enough to face the daunting challenges ahead.
She told trainees made up of 163 who have served before and 107 new ones that tribunals shall open 7 days before the election as provided in the amended Electoral Act, and warned them to be upright in the performance of their duties.
If there is any need to pull out some people, we shall do that immediately without any hesitation.
The registry staff comprise of tribunal secretaries, process servers, who shall be responsible for filing of petitions and processes for ease of adjudication. In Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
Well, let's join Michael in Lagos. He will be giving us the next set of reports.
Thank you, Ruth. Peace has returned to Ojota area of Lagos State after the police and a group of persons claiming to be agitating for Yoruba nation clashed early this morning, leading to the death of an individual. Larry Billy was at the area and brings details.
The peace of Ojota, the Lagos metropolis, was shattered earlier today following a clash that halted movement and businesses.
Peace have definitely returned to Ojota axis of Lagos State after the clash between people who allegedly claim that they are promoting Yoruba interest. And the reason for the clash is because the police says that the gathering is unlawful because they did not take permission from the police before they gathered.
Masquerading as Yoruba nation agitators came out in their hundreds to disrupt commercial activities at the Ojota area of Lagos, and we responded. Police officers from the nearby division, RRS, and task force were there to disperse the unlawful gathering. They resisted, they attacked the police, they destroyed 2 vehicles, and so far one person has been confirmed dead, and normalcy has been restored, and we're still monitoring the situation to ensure that there is no further breakdown of law and order.
Warning that it will not tolerate public disturbance through unlawful gathering, the police reiterated its call on groups and organizations who want to hold rallies and processions to go through the process of securing approval before converging. In Lagos, Larry Bilay, NTA News.
More Nigerians have expressed worry over non-availability of the redesigned Naira notes at banks and automated teller machine points. Those who speak with Abolade Salami said the look of things, the deadline announced for phasing out of the old Naira note may not be feasible.
The Bank of Nigeria recently introduced newly redesigned 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira notes as part of measures to control the high volume of liquidity in circulation. Since December 15, 2022, when the notes became a legal tender, many Nigerians who are eager to exchange their old Naira notes for the new one have complained of the inability of the deposit money banks to pay the redesigned notes to them, either across the counter or through the ATMs.
Was it the new Naira note or the old one? It was the old Naira note that I got. What denomination? 500. Okay, is that the one you are holding? Yeah. I was expecting to see the new Naira note, but since I got this, I just want to use this for transport.
While the Central Bank of Nigeria has continued to reassure Nigerians of the availability of the redesigned notes, with the directive that ATM of banks should start dispensing the new notes, what was noted at most cash points didn't reflect compliance to the directive.
Yes, I was expecting to see the new Naira notes since CBN said we're going to start getting the new Naira notes from today, but I didn't get it. Old money, that's what I got.
When I go bank in the morning, go withdraw money, more than 200,000 Naira. The old money now they see there. I don't see no money there.
Ahead of the January 31st deadline, the concern of many is that they may still be left with the old notes should the situation remain. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
You're still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some message. G7 when we return. Nationwide continues from our Kaduna Network Center where Amina is standing by. Please stay.
our country people dey talk with one voice. Dem say na Asiwaju Bola Tinubu dem want as president of Nigeria for dis president election. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu na the man wey we all know and see all the good work im dey do for we country, especially when im be governor of Lagos State. Na him God use turn Lagos to the best state for Nigeria. Today, many people all over Nigeria dey like to go Lagos go settle down for business and better life. And because of the good work wey Bola Tinubu do, people of Nigeria, as Asiwaju do for Lagos, na so him ready to do am for the whole country. Vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu for president of Nigeria. Vote Kashim Shettima as vice president. Vote APC, the party wey get broom.
Once people get lifted to a certain level, they start feeling godlike. What would you attribute this backwardness in education to in the not to date? What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I suppose I'm listening reflections.
Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayers. If we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections, what should you be saying to those that worship with you? All Sundays and all Fridays, you are saddled with the responsibility of bringing up good generations. It is therefore your duty to both man and God to ensure peace all the time, no matter about elections alone. People talk to people and people listen. Talk to your fellows, make them listen to ensure peaceful 2023 elections. This message from the National Orientation Agency.
Nigeria, African beauty of the Gulf of Guinea, blessed with natural landmarks and wildlife reserves. Nigeria, largest economy in Africa. Nigeria, famous accomplishment in entertainment and sports. Nigeria, resourced with globally respected human capital. Our uniqueness lies in our tenacity, our acumen, a testament of success. At NTA, we are forever proud to be the showcase channel of this positive energy and the reflection of the good in our nation. The capacity to tell our nation's story would not have been possible without the support and patronage of the three arms of government: ministries, departments, agencies, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties, and of course you, our esteemed viewers. As we wish you a prosperous new year, let's get set to make 2023 even greater together.
Network Center. The first Jigawa State civilian governor, Ali Saad Birnin Kudu, has expressed optimism that the All Progressive Congress APC will not only emerge victorious in the forthcoming elections in the state, but also win with a wide margin. The former governor stated this at a campaign rally held in Birnin Kudu local government area, where residents of the 11 political wards gave their assurance to vote for all APC candidates at the national and state levels. Mohammed Musa Askira reports.
Kudu is the most populated local government area in Jigawa State with more than 500,000 people according to the National Population Commission 2022 projection. It has more than 320 polling units which the party leaders and the supporters promised to deliver for APC come February and March presidential and national assembly as well as governorship and state assembly election respectively.
The victory of APC at all levels of the elections that will take place in this beautiful year of 2023 is starting to be in favor of APC. We are very happy and highly impressed. That goes to show that we are ready
for the elections later in February.
I'm very proud of my people. They are all here in their numbers to welcome our distinguished August visitors. Our candidate, all our candidates here, and also His Excellency the Governor of Jigawa State. I'm really very pleased. I'm full of joy. I'm overwhelmed with the crowd.
Governor Muhammadu Badru Abubakar and the state APC governorship candidate Mala Umar Namadi, alongside other influential politicians, have toured all the political wards in the local government area, while they received resounding assurances from the residents to vote for the APC. In their separate remarks, the governor and the governorship candidate said APC governorship and presidential manifestos captured the solution to Nigeria's problems, and what is left is for the electors to validate the mandates at the polls. Governor Muhammadu Badru Abubakar stated that Nigeria and indeed Jigawa State will be safe, secured and prosperous under the watch of the two incoming leaders. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
In an effort to curtail illicit drug dealings in Kano, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has seized illicit drugs and substances worth 1.5 billion naira. Commander of the NDLE in Kano, Abubakar Idris Ahmad, stated this while briefing newsmen on the activities of the command in the year 2022. Aminu Umar has more.
No, I don't know to carry to pens. I don't know.
I was arrested by this commission in possession of cannabis.
These are among the 1,078 suspects arrested in connection with drug dealings in 2022. The command also seized more than 8,000 kilograms of psychotropic and psychoactive substances, including a number of herbal mixture called akurkura. The commander Abubakar Idris Ahmad noted that Kano Command has succeeded in prosecuting 172 cases, out of which 113 convictions were secured, with additional 120 pending cases.
We were able to secure a conviction of a drug merchant, and him a life sentence, which is remarkable and is very encouraging.
He attributed the success recorded to the support from chairman and chief executive of the NDLEA, state government, traditional and religious institutions, and collaboration enjoyed from sister security agencies, among others. In Kano, Amin Umar, NTA News.
And that's it from here. It's back to Ruth in Abuja.
Thank you, Amina. Operatives of the Edo State Police Command have arrested one suspect in connection with the 31 persons kidnapped by armed bandits at Igueben train station in Edo State. Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Chris Nehikari, disclosed this while briefing newsmen in Benin. Elizabeth Omoko reports on this and other issues from the state government.
The assailants had on Saturday evening invaded the train station at Igueben and whisked away 31 passengers who were waiting to board the train to Warren after shooting sporadically into the air. Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Chris Nehikari, says one of the suspects met his Waterloo and is currently cooling off in police nets.
About 32 people kidnapped, one escaped, so 31 is with the kidnappers. Just received report that one of the suspects have been arrested and is helping police with investigation. We condole the cause with the family of the victims so far, and we will give all necessary support to the necessary security agencies, the police, the army, and our local vigilante network and the hunters who are on the trail of these people to us.
The Edo government promises not to leave any stone unturned in its quest to secure lives and property of all within the states. In Benin, Elizabeth Omoko, NTA News.
Fire has gutted some sections of the Potiskum market in Yobe State. The inferno was said to have started Sunday around 8 o'clock in the evening. Although no life was lost, however, the fire has destroyed property worth millions of naira at the sections of the second-hand clothing, yam and bicycle, as well as POS operators of the market. There were no clues to the actual cause of the incidents as at the time of filing this report, as the market reportedly has no electricity at the time of the outbreak. The fire was put off by the efforts of good Samaritans due to the alleged non-response from the fire service in Potiskum and neighboring outlets. Officials of the State Emergency Management Agency have